To travel, you have to be processed. And I really thank the Immigration Department, Bitok and his team again, for making sure that you are facilitated so that you can move and be able to get to where you want to get. Sometimes there's a lot of talk out there that people are being obstructed, people are not. But did you hear what he said? He said there are 110,000 passports lying with the immigration. Why are they there? You applied for your passport. Go and get it. So sometimes there's also a message that nothing seems to be working in government. But on the other hand, you can see that work is done, but people don't reach out to go and pick the document or service they required. So the 110,000 people, please go and pick up your passports so that you can move to your next stage in what you want to do, rather than continuing to delay. We want to have a good legal framework. Right now, the government of Kenya is involved in negotiating a lot of bilateral labor agreements. But as we negotiate those, we also want to improve the legal environment around it. Next month, the government of Kenya is going to sign with the government of Germany a bilateral labor agreement, because Germany is looking in the medium term or medium to short term, they're looking for close to 250,000 skilled workers in different sectors. So we must prepare as Kenya so that we can take advantage of that. And Kenya is at the forefront. This is going to be signed, and believe you me, it is going to be the first such bilateral labor agreement that Germany is signing with any country, and more so in Africa. So Kenya is going to take the lead in this. And here we want to commend the Department of Diaspora. They've been pushing this agenda very, very aggressively, working with my brother Nganga's ministry, the labor ministry. So things are happening. Things are happening to be able to get opportunities for Kenyans. But remember, the bulk of the jobs will still have to be here in Kenya. We are alive to that. We are taking advantage of the opportunities that come beyond our borders, but the bulk of the jobs will obviously have to be created here in Kenya. And we are aware of this, and that is why when we talk about the need to have a stable nation, a peaceful nation, don't take it for granted. Because that is the environment that generates jobs. A state of conflict will not generate jobs. A state in conflict will not generate jobs. It has to be a peaceful nation. Today, as we speak, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, through the Department of Diaspora, will issue some kind of statement, briefly, just to alert Kenyans to the fact that we are also facing challenges in places like Lebanon. We have close to 26,000 Kenyans in that area. The temperatures are heating. Conflict is mounting. They had gone there to work. But you can see, and we pray that the conflict does not escalate, it goes down. You can see that if the conflict escalates, there's a possibility that 26,000 Kenyans who are earning as resources for themselves and for their families could be out of employment. So there's every reason for us to know why peace must be the anchor of what we do. If it gets worse, the challenge is that we will have to figure out how to save as many Kenyans and evacuate them from that place because of conflict. I want you young people to know that we had to evacuate people from Sudan. We even had to offer such services for people in the Middle East, in Israel, Gaza. Some didn't want to come back, some opted to stay. But if somebody is opting to stay in an area where there's conflict, what does that tell you? It tells you that for that person, an opportunity to work is perhaps a matter of life and death, to the extent that that person is not scared of the bullets and the grenades, but they want to work. But you should not work in an environment of that nature. You should be working in an environment where there's peace. So, as we send you out there, please become our ambassadors. Help us to convey this message that peace is going to be the anchor for all we do, even here. How many young men and women have lost their jobs because the factory they were working in was looted, or the machinery that was being used to manufacture certain things have been damaged because of the riots? These are the consequences of that kind of approach. So I'm taking time to speak to this because it is important. And I'm addressing the young people because when they stood on this platform, they said they are Gen Zs. So I'm speaking to this in this very passionate, calm but emotional manner so that we can reach out to our younger people, brothers and sisters elsewhere, that this thing can be quite serious if we push it too far. You have made a point. The point has been received by the government, by the president. Now, let us go beyond that and let us deal with the actions so that we can be okay. Finally, please respect the laws of where you go. Respect the laws. If you have to obey the laws to work well, obey the laws in that country. Don't go to another country and assume that what you do here, you can do in another country and you get away with it. Please, live by the rule of the law. You are 350, others will go. We don't want to hear that a young man or a young lady was being arrested because of being drunk and disorderly, or was arrested because they got involved in some awkward activities. They got involved in some illegal trafficking of maybe some drugs, and in the process you ruin the reputation for everybody else. And then when you are arrested and you are put there, we are left with a situation where now we have to start struggling on how to assist you. Don't put Kenya in that situation. Lead by example so that more and more young men and women can get opportunities. That discipline that was mentioned here as you go. Be very disciplined, focused, and respect the rule of law in those areas. Last night I was watching the Sky News. I don't know how many of you had a chance, but you can pick it up on the YouTube. And one of the judges, they were locking up people because there has been a share of demonstrations, violent demonstrations in the UK. And I was watching where the judge was pronouncing a sentence for two fellows. Both of them got 2 years each for being involved in violent activities and demonstrations in the UK. This happened only this week. And within a very short time, the court in the United Kingdom is sentencing them for 2 years. Na hapa mtu akishikwa, because they were involved, wanasema pana, wachilie huyo mtu. And you can see in UK, in just a matter of 1 week, they have sentenced away 2 fellows for 2 years. I'm not selling fear to you. But I'm trying to tell you that if we don't tell you these things, who else will tell you? But I know, for you to have been selected, you are disciplined, you are focused, you're going to work. Please do just that and make Kenya proud.